Of course. It's always better when you pass the ball. It's always better and get guys open. But that's just a lot of things we got to do with some screening. Screening it can be better to get the guys open. Driving harder, getting out in transition. A lot of different things can attribute to that. So we just got to do things just better in general.
It also takes, so does it take some amount of pressure off of you and DeMar I don't want to say, because you were saying yesterday how they were making you and DeMar work faster with your shots.
Right.
Does it take pressure off you from moving the ball?
I mean, we got to make passes. That's what At the end of the day, I'm passing the ball well. I'm still averaging whatever amount of assists and getting guys open shots. So it's just everything, body movement, ball movement, screening, tempo. Everything attributes to passing the ball and making it better.
It seemed like they were looking to run at every opportunity, at least early on.
Yeah.
In game 4, how do you guys slow them down?
4 guys back, just 4 guys back, load up to those guys. Monte was pushing the ball, George Hill was pushing the ball, Paul George was pushing the ball. So they definitely try to ramp up their tempo, but that's just an adjustment we have to make in the game. So it's a game of adjustments, and games 2 and 3 we made adjustments and we won those. And game 4 they made a great adjustment, and now we have to make an adjustment.
Following up on that, does it surprise you how different the games have been, or is it, say, the adjustments and the give and take of playoff?
The one thing about playoff, every game is different. You guys have seen it. Every game has been different in the aspect of shooting, turnovers, assists, tempo. Everything's completely different, and it's just a different type of game every game. So you just got to go in there with the expectation it's going to be a new game. And that's what I think this series has been. Every game has been a new game.
Kyle, how do you manage that? You guys play 82 games to kind of get rotations, get in a rhythm, find these comfort zones that work on these big samples. And all of a sudden you got like one game.
You got to change. It's the playoffs. That's what the NBA is about, though. It's about adjustment, adaptation. Just about making sure at the end of the day you have an ability to, if you have to change your lineup, or if you have to change your coverage, or if you have to do just certain little things. And that's the great thing about basketball. It's not like it's a set thing every single day. 82 games is a different beast than when you're coming down to it, playing the same team over and over and over and over and over. So you definitely got to adjust to that.
Is it sort of one of those things, like during the regular season, you're coming up with a solution that works most of the time? Now you're looking for a solution that will work in a specific moment?
It just depends on how the game goes. Game 1, Paul George did his thing, and we had to change in game 2. Game 2, we did something different, and they did something different. So, it's not going to stop. It's just about those who makes the adjustments quicker and who makes who figures it out quicker throughout the game.
How important is Jonas to what you guys have done to this point?
Super important. He's now, those guys are tagging him really hard. They're making sure he's not getting any rolls. They're up a little bit higher on the pick and roll and stand below us to make sure that, JV isn't getting to the roll and having those monstrous offensive games like he's had before. And also on the rebounding, and they're sending 2 guys at him, 3 guys at him to make sure they hit him with bodies.
Does that make it that much tougher than trying to?
Well,
Is that kind of what happened in game 4?
And they definitely bogged it up a little bit and made sure that JV was getting hit and tagged, and those passes weren't as easy as the games before.
Yesterday you talked about how people can write how much they love you one day and they'll hate you the next. Are you surprised at how far things can swing one way or the other and how quickly?
No, that's what it is. Human nature, man. One day you're high and one day you're low, and not as professionals we have to stay even keel. So people are going to say what they want, and they're going to have their own opinions, and they're allowed. And so you just got to say, look, as professionals, you take the criticism, but you get the love, but you got to take the criticism. So at the end of the day, you know what's going to happen, and it's been happening in my whole career and throughout, and guys' careers before me and guys' careers after me, it will happen. So you just got to be a professional and understand that's what's going to happen. And your fans are going to be there for you no matter what. Yeah, they're going to be mad at you or they're going to be upset with you, but at the end of the day, if you win games, they're still going to be your fans.
Well, there's this perception, obviously, outside of the locker room. What take us inside the locker room. How do you guys view, the difference from one game to the next? Is there jitters? Is there concern when you guys have a bad game like that, or do you guys just understand it's?
I mean, it's just a game. They made an adjustment. We played not up to par at all. They did things differently, and we just didn't adjust quick enough. And second half, we played them well. We lost the game really in the first half, first quarter, and they got it going on us. And that was it. We just didn't snap out of it quick enough. So inside the locker room, we just like, okay, we're not high, we're not low. We're like, all right, how do you get better? What do we do differently? All right, what did they do to be successful, and how do we change that?
How tough is it to do things differently when you get far in a series and you kind of know what they're doing and they're kind of, they kind of know you?
Yeah, at the end of the day, right now, Game 5 is, you can make another adjustment, but after that, it's kind of like, all right, you just got to go hoop. You got to go play basketball. You got to hoop, and, you got to trust in what you've done all year long and just believe in the things that you've put in, the coverages that you've put in, and just play basketball.
To that point with JB and how important he's been, the more minutes he's getting, what kind of impact is DeMar having, not only offensively, but emotionally too? The way he stuck up for JB when Paul George and those extracurriculars were happening towards the end of the game.
Right. What DC's doing is, it's incredible. From not really being there with us for half a season, and now he's coming in and giving us all of that he's given us is amazing. And he's just bringing that toughness, and he's a guy that's been playing this way his whole career. And if y'all know DC, he hasn't been this guy. He had to work hard to get to this position, and he's not going to give it up easily. So for us, we just love the way the effort he's given us, the fight he's given us. Just the mojo that he's playing with is good.
You said you had to trust what you've done all year long. Is it hard now to trust that when you and DeMar have done this in the season and then it hasn't translated necessarily to playoffs?
Well, it's a difference. I work extremely hard, and even before practices during the regular season, and shots aren't falling, but I can do other things that what I've been doing, passing, playing hard, leading, no matter what. And you got to still trust and believe in what you've created and the habits that you've created all your career or all your life or this past year, this past summer. You got to still believe in the habits that you created. And for me, I'm sure for him also, is believing in the habits that we've created. This season, think about it, we could have had a terrible season and not even be in the playoffs, and it's a give and take, but no excuses made. We have to play better. At the end of the day, it's really, I know I always say it, but we have to play better. And, through 4 games, I'm shooting 31, he's shooting 30%. It hasn't been pretty. We got 2 wins, and that's a positive. But we still have to play better in general for us, our team to go further on.
When people are talking about you being a scorer versus a facilitator, and with the knowledge that each game is different, can you go into a game knowing what you're going to be, or do you have to just feel it out and see what?
So that's a very good question. It's just going into the game and knowing what they did to you last game and trying to adjust to it, and then once they adjust to you, you have to adjust on the fly. So for me, I always want to get my teammates involved first, and that's first and foremost. And sometimes I'm stuck in a position where I have to shoot late cock shots, and but to start the games, I always want to get those guys going, DeMar, Jonas, and even Luis and DC, and I want to get those guys going early. But sometimes it doesn't work out like that, so I have to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more assertive. But throughout the game, just to start a game off, you just go out there and you just got to see it. You really have to fill it out and collect data.
People always say that Game 5 is kind of the series in a nutshell. Do you feel that way as a player?
Not really. I mean, for us, we had 2 years ago, we had Game 5, and we won Game 5, I believe, and then lost Game 6 and 7. So, it's not really the end-all, be-all, but for us, it's home court, and we have to try to take advantage of that. We have to take advantage of the opportunity that we have upon us.
How much is the daily existence different in the postseason? I mean, presumably you guys have a lot more strategizing and sort of studying on the changes that came in games. Is there a lot more of that, and does it take away from other areas of preparation?
and more of the the adjustments kind of take the most time. Um, the adjustments of what we have to do and what they did last game, we have to adjust to that. So that takes the most time. You know, they add a couple things here and there, or we have to tweak a few things. But the adjustment of the game and understanding how they came out the last game or the game before, and how we believe they're going to come out the next game. So that's what takes the most time out of everything. And not that you take away from your offense. You just got to take more time in focusing on the adjustments of the game.
There's obviously more tension and scrutiny in the playoffs. Are you able to turn it off when you're not here, or is it always going through your mind what you have to do and what could happen?
I eat, sleep, dream basketball. Man, this is my life, and I love it. So you know, there's no off switch with me. So I'm always conscious of it, and always, you know, watching basketball and watching other teams and watching old YouTube clips and just watching basketball. You know, that's what I love. That's what's made a good living. It's made me be the man I am today and be able to speak to you guys because of basketball. So there's no turning off basketball. So I just enjoy it. I mean, it's the love for the game I have is crazy. Oh.
You said a little bit earlier that game kind of got away from you game 4 early on.
Yeah.
How much of an advantage is it going to be in getting a positive start, having that ACC crowd behind you?
We need our fans there. We need them there from the jump. And, you know, we get a quick going run, we're going to need them to go nuts and kind of, you know, just stay into the game no matter what. And no matter, you know, if we're not making shots or we turn the ball over, we can't, you know, we need our fans just to be there supporting us no matter what and cheering us on and being loud and being disruptive for the Pacers.